Hello. I look like Joel, but I got more hair. So
I know. I was like, oh my god, it's a hat, something different. What are we doing today?
what
But
are we doing today? What's shaking, bacon?
God, so much is going on. So much is going on, but it's the same conversation.
Wait, is it about AI?
It's about AI. We gotta go. I know. I'm sorry. It's not gonna go
Elephant
away.
in the room. It's never going away. And people,
Never-
but isn't that the point that it's not going away?
Yeah, that is kind of the point. It's not going away, and it's probably time for us to have a real grown up conversation about how deep it's going into our lives and
Okay.
where those
All right.
tentacles are starting to come.
All right. All right. Everybody out there, I know it's Thanksgiving and we're kind of checked out, but it's time to have an adult conversation. All the
Yeah.
kiddies are talking about things at the kiddie table, but it's time for the adults to be adults. ALLYN, where do we even start here?
Okay, so there was a article that came out. I don't even know if it was this week or last week. It was based off of a talk that Eric Schmidt, the ex CEO
Yahoo.
over at Google.
Google, sorry.
Oh yeah, Google.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah, talked about. He gave a talk at Princeton. Here's basically what he said.
What's Princeton?
Princeton is a big, huge ass university, right? Where people like who are supposed to be smart go and
Do you know if a fun fact about little Adam? When little Adam was like 10, 11, 12, I thought I was going to go to Princeton. I was in like some smart classes and everything. And then I went to high school and I went to shit. Anyway, we
yeah,
digress.
yeah, we digress. But yes, been down that path. I gave up on those dreams long ago myself. So here's the deal. Here's what he said. And it's a I want everybody to listen to this one very carefully. Basically what he said was we need to be ready for the fact that our children, this next generation of children, their best friends, the things that are going to be influencing their ideas, creating their belief systems, are most likely going to be AIs, not humans.
It's scary.
It's hugely scary, right? So I read that and I was like, how do we really care about this? And then I thought about it and I thought, okay, I think we're already kind of there. I have a 17-year-old daughter. I gave her, we've been a tech family from the beginning of time. She stole my iPad when she was 2 in that first generation. I have not gotten that shit back yet, right? I mean,
Nope.
she's on the 10 different versions of it. I remember having a conversation with her. What was it, a year and a half ago? 2 years. I don't even remember how long ago we really started talking about generative AI, right? And I tried to have a conversation with her about what was going on. She says, "Oh, I know what that is." And
Hmm.
she pulls up her iPad, and on it, she's already got 3 to 4 Gen AI conversation strings from characters and personas she has hand
Well,
selected that she's having deep conversations with. These aren't humans.
but it's also in the gaming too. I mean, my kids are on Roblox and Minecraft and everything. Like it's all there. Like this avatar world that we're living in it's been here for a while.
Yeah, it's been there. And I think we're just kind of honestly, I can't believe I'm a part of the generation now. I'm just starting to wake up. I can't believe it. But what's happening is these algorithms, right? Because algorithms, the same issue that we remember, we had all these issues with social media. We still have it, right?
Big time.
Were driving what people were seeing, how they were driving perceptions of themselves and the perceptions of the world around them. Well, imagine this at exponential scale, right? Now we're not just talking single independent algorithms. We're talking complex, deep AI based algorithms, which are generating the content, the ideas, the thoughts, and the conversations that individuals are having on a daily basis, particularly young, influenced minds, right? What do
Well,
we care is the question, right?
I think we also have to understand, like, is put the real Turing test to it, right? Like, it's like understanding the ability of the machine to think like a human by stimulating that conversation between a human and machine, right? Like that, you have to really give it the test. Is it empathetic, feeling, emotions? Like, we're getting really close, and there's some stuff out there that's damn close.
Getting super close. Listen, I zoom in, I watch some of these conversations that my daughter's having online or that she's engaging with, and honestly, unless you were paying attention, you probably could not tell that this was AI generated,
It's
right?
scary.
So that's but remember, if you put that Turing test to it, is it real emotion? Is it real innovative thought? Is it new? Probably not yet, but it masks itself and pretends that it is, right? So
Right.
if you don't have the cognitive development at that point to be able to understand, right, what's real and what isn't real, to be able to understand and see through kind of the surface level engagement, it's easy to get twisted and tied. And I think there's now I'll also say all this and say I don't think there's like this fab. I don't think we're going to turn back the clock here,
Oh,
right? This
definitely not.
is like we're
Train
not
has
going
left the station. The train has left the station.
to conversation and go, oh well, then we should not do this anymore, right? That's not the train has left the station. We are fully into this. I think the question becomes, what is the downstream implication, and how do we, and do we care, and how do we address it? And I don't know if we have an answer to that yet. So there's the big report for today.
That
It's
is
it's big. It's bigger than we think it is. We probably need to have a deeper conversation that do we care about whether AI is mass applying to jobs. I think the question's
now.
bigger.
I mean, I want to kind of double back to just the high. Like, let's take a step above
Yeah.
what we do in the industry in talent and recruiting and HR and benefits and all that kind of fun stuff. And interesting when we talk about the kids, and we're gonna interesting what schools are teaching from a curriculum perspective, and teaching kids that AI is not gospel, and teaching ethical, moral ways to use it and not. Like, I think about catfishing. We talk about deep fakes. Like, that's a part that scares me. The engagement my kids have online, what are they
Yeah.
using it for? And then you move it to the other conversation in the education system, like changing the whole way we think. Because obviously, the old school book report, the stuff that we could bang out. I mean, I was telling these guys beforehand. Last night, I'm giving my little dude a bath, and his tooth is wiggly, and I
Mhm.
start to come up with a whole kind of Dr. Seuss rhyme about his tooth getting stuck in the turkey, and he's like, "Let's make a poem." And I said, "Should we do it on ChatGPT?" And of course, he knows what it is. It's 7, which blows my mind. 6.5, and we sat there while he's in the bath, and we made a whole poem, and it's amazing, right? Like, that's the fun stuff, but also know the limitations, and it's very dangerous, and it's not always gospel.
It is not always gospel, right? I mean, anybody who's done any playing around, hopefully everybody's listening has done this at this point, gone into some sort of generative AI, whether it's Gemini or
Go
ChatGPT
deep,
or
go
one of
deep.
them, right? And you start to play with it, you've realized that all the information you're getting up is not surface truth, right? It's not, you have to be able to know how to ask that next level of critical question to the system, just like you would to a human being to determine the truth of it. Um, but I think, right, you bring up a good question. What does that mean to our education system? Are we educating children on how to leverage and think about AI? I would tell you, I think I worry about that a little bit more than I used to. I think that we are, I think in the higher education spaces, perhaps maybe we start getting into the post secondary, secondary spaces. We're
That's where
probably
it's scary.
having conversations about it, but that's not where children are starting to engage with it. They're engaging
Much
with it
earlier.
early childhood,
And
primary ages, just like your son, right? He lost his tooth. He's already engaging with
mhm,
generative AI. And in schools, I think our tendency, I don't know if you know this, I came from the education background, but in our schools, our tendency is to be kind of a blinders on, right? That they don't really look at the world around them. They think about kind of the structure and how we teach. The dogma around how we teach, it has not changed for generations, for centuries.
it's time.
And these new tools are going to force it, right? Who remember when I know you're probably so much younger than I am, Adam. You probably don't remember being told
Don't
in
be
school.
fooled by the beard and the man bun.
That's right. When you couldn't bring they used to get mad at you and say you can't bring a calculator into the classroom because you're
Yeah,
never.
man. I had a TI 83, 84, whatever that was. We
That's
used to
right.
put
Right.
we used to
Right.
put cheat code. We used to program the hell out. There was always like those couple of nerdy kids in the class that would program it for everybody, and you give
Yeah.
them like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah. We
Mhm.
have all the answers, and they said, "Oh, you can't bring that into the classroom. You're never going to have a calculator in your pocket every day of your life." Well, of course, right? And now teachers are saying things like, well, we can tell whether or not you wrote this
Well, you can. They
yourself.
have filters. They have programs.
Yeah, no, they don't.
So a couple of questions.
Yeah.
One, I don't think I've ever noticed. Is that a cat stand behind you?
So I just
Where's
put
the
the
cat?
cat stand back there. He's
Where's the
on it.
cat? Oh,
He's
there. Oh, yeah.
That's Loki.
Loki.
Loki's taking a nap.
Good reference there, Loki. Little. There we go.
Yeah,
So
I know.
what's ALLYN got going on for Thanksgiving? What are your Thanksgiving plans?
I'm actually gonna have a really great. So driving up right now, maybe my friend, hopefully your friend as well, Tracy Parsons and her husband Steve,
Good
are
people.
coming up to the ranch, and we're just gonna have we're gonna sit by the fire pit, and
Oh yeah.
there may be some adult beverages consumed, and we're gonna talk about local.
AI.
So probably we're going to talk about AI. Probably talk a little bit about influencer based marketing. We might have a great conversation about kind of what's happening in the world and how we can kind of a little pinky
Yeah.
ring conversation? How can we take it over? That sort of stuff.
But what's ALLYN's special Thanksgiving Day dish? What's something unique? What's like your dish? Like my wife has a dish. She makes a spicy cream corn casserole that's killer. What's your dish?
Yeah, my dish is, it's not exciting. It's a sweet potato, dish. So
With
I
marshmallow? With
oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know who there's this
see
thing about not putting marshmallows on. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, it's got marshmallows, maple syrup, walnuts. It is
Oh, you're
no
speaking my
redeeming.
love language. Keep
Yeah,
going.
there is no redeeming, nutritional value in this. This is
Oh,
pretty much,
Thanksgiving, everything goes out the window on
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
full on
Now,
sugar fast.
do you do like phases? Like you start early and then come back again? Like I always say my family has a problem. We go full force right away, and I'm like, guys, we're starting at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Can we take like a halftime break? Can we take a halftime break and not
Smart.
just like? But they don't listen. They don't listen to me. My
Yeah, no,
family,
we do
my
it.
Russian family, just brings all the food out all the time, all at once, and like just eat it.
Yeah, that's what we do. And so we spend all day like puttering around and cooking this crap. We put it out on the table, and 15 minutes later, everybody's walking away like, okay, we're done now. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
ALLYN, I wanna wrap this one up and just say I am thankful for you and our friends over at Smart Recruiters. I love this segment that we've been doing here. This has really been a staple cornerstone of our show, and I think that the fans enjoy it. Always bringing the alpha. What do you got on your radar for early 2025 as far as events?
Early 2025. Possibly TA week. I'll see. I probably won't be. Probably won't be a large presence there, but we'll be there at some level.
Mm,
Um, I am transparently. I'm actually looking at smaller events this
yeah,
year.
we were just talking about that.
Particularly the first half of the year. And when I say smaller, I don't even think it's smaller than ERE. There is a really, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had that happens in smaller groups.
Amen.
We're looking at partnering with some agencies and groups that are doing smaller, very invite only 2-3 day retreat type sessions.
I like that, and I do want to give a little shout out. I saw a really cool announcement yesterday that Smart Recruiters has incorporated and partnered with Juicebox. They brought them into the marketplace, Juicebox.ai, which is my sponsor for ERE. I love those guys
Oh,
over there.
fabulous!
Fantastic. We could talk about that offline. They're pretty cool. David and the team have been fantastic. I have 10 interviews, 7 episodes coming out starting on the 12th. I'm sorry, on the 9th of December with amazing industry leaders, names that you know from ERE. Thanks to our
Oh,
friends
that's
over at Juicebox.
I know, that's awesome, that sounds fabulous. I saw you on last segment say you interviewed, Kevin Grossman. I haven't talked to Kevin in, like, years, so I'm excited
Grossman
to
was great. Oh, wait till you see Kevin Wheeler, the legend. He
oh,
says he says some stuff that will blow your mind.
probably.
He will. He will. So, ALLYN, I want to thank you so much. Where can folks find you? Where could they connect? Where could they learn more?
Hey, you can find me, on LinkedIn under Lynn Bailey. I am there. If you wanna know more about Smart Recruiter stuff, go to smartrecruiters.com. We've got, some cool Winston stuff. You can go get the, fresh demo off the hook is out there.
Has anyone not found Winston yet?
No, Winston is fully alive. If you haven't found Winston yet, you are under a rock,
Yeah.
deep
And
down, buried.
well, Evan, it was interesting. Evan brought us binoculars to ERE, and we're on the roof. And I told him, I'm like, if you want to use the binoculars and peek into Disneyland, you can. So the
Yes.
binoculars are fantastic. I want to thank you. I want to thank our friends over at Smart Recruiters. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll
Do.
catch you after the break.
Talk to you soon, Adam. Bye.
Bye bye.